When it comes to Omid Scobie, the author of the heart of the current royal supposed racism scandal, there's often a wide disparity between his version of the truth and what the rest of us call the actual truth. In today's interview with This Morning, for example, he was at it again, spewing more lies about me.
Piers Morgan was saying that he had no conversations with Camilla. He's called you an outright liar. What would you say to him?
I don't know what he says. I only go by the reporting that I have. I also, as I was researching this, and as you see cited in the references at the back, he's spoken a lot about his friendship with Camilla, the Queen. So, listen, I don't know what to make of that, but I only go by the information that I have. He's also said a lot of things about me and the story and so on that is also not true. So I don't find that particularly credible.
He's also said stuff about Meghan in the past as well, so, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
he also wrote an op-ed this week saying that they should be burned alive.
Did I? Wow, that's amazing. I wrote an op-ed piece this week for newspapers, published, which said I want Meghan and Harry burned alive. That's quite something. Why did no one report that? How am I still here? Why haven't I been cancelled? I was saying they should be burned alive? Wow, Omid. Here's what I actually said. I can't speak for Charles, Camilla, William or Kate, but if two close members of my family had spent the past few years trashing the rest of us on global media platforms, the only way I'd want to spend Christmas with them is if they were human chestnuts roasting on my open fire. That's my family I'm talking about. If some of my family did what they did, I'd have them as human chestnuts on a roaring fire. Where does it say I'd burn Meghan and Harry alive, Omid? It's just more of the lies, isn't it, mate? I see right through you. All right, well, I'm back with my pack. Let me come to Paul Burrell again. Paul, my problem with Omid Scobie is I think he's just a scammer. I think he goes over all the stuff that's already out there and he puts two and two together and often gets 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think he'd know the truth if it slapped him round his Botox chops.
No, well, Dickie and I both have lived with the royal family for many, many years. We know all the major players. We know that there are no racists within the royal family. How could our late Queen be racist when she was head of the Commonwealth? I mean, it's just ridiculous, this conversation, because I bet this never happened. They must have dreamt it up one night. I mean, when they pressed that button on the Oprah Winfrey show, the racist button, they never pressed reset. And our dear late Queen went to her grave worrying, thinking there was some upset in the House of Windsor. Now, Harry should be ashamed of that for upsetting his grandmother, because all of this is just nonsense. And there are no racists in the royal family. Dickie, you know that.
Let's bring in Dickie. I mean, I actually think I made that point also in my op-ed, where I said, you know, the worst thing about this for me is that Harry spent 2 years allowing the racism charge to fly around the world, causing a lot of damage, especially in places like the Commonwealth. And we saw that. And only then, after 2 years, does he clarify things, right, and say, oh, I didn't mean racism, we meant unconscious bias, by which time Philip and the Queen have both died, believing that from a member of their own family, their grandson, that the family had been accused of racism.
And it depends who you talk to about interpreting unconscious bias. Now, Paul Burrell mentioned about the royal family not being racist. The King has made it his life's mission to unite ethnic minorities. He goes to churches, to cathedrals, to temples, to synagogues, to mosques, and he visits communities. That is his mission in life, to unite the kingdom.
100%.
100%.
There's never been a whiff of racism about Charles, ever. None.
So to accuse him of racism
Zero.
is absolute nonsense.
It's despicable.
And he's the one that should be libellised, Scobie, for even suggesting.
I agree. I think they should sue him. I really do. I think that this thing hasn't appeared in Netherlands by chance.
But no. They won't sue. Of course they won't sue, because if they did, then
questions... Well, you don't know that.
Questions would have to be answered, wouldn't they? And are they prepared to answer those questions? And I'm not sure they are. And let's be frank, we've got this problem today because they failed to deal with it at the time. This should have been dealt with 2 years ago.
How do you deal with it?
And it wasn't. By sitting down and thrashing it out
With
if
who?
necessary.
With two people who've
could've-
sold every single morsel of private information you've exchanged with them. Everything.
Piers,
Even down to
Piers,
Harry
you're
in his book.
acting as if the royal family never disclose information.
No, I'm not.
A royal source here,
That's not what I
a royal
said.
source there. They are both as bad as each other. We even know that the household...
Which member of the royal
the
family
household,
has ever done to the royal family and the monarchy
the household-
what Harry and Meghan have done? Tell me.
What we
Tell
are
me.
Careful what you say about the household, because I was part of it.
What we are
Very
being
careful.
told is that one household is pitted against another household. That's what we read about.
Sorry, who has attacked the royal family and the monarchy in anything like the way these two have done?
As you have
Ever,
said,
ever.
as you have said, the royal family have been through so much. There was the same thing that happened in relation to Diana.
No, I asked
same
you a
thing that
question.
happened
Asked you a
in
question.
relation to...
Which member of the royal family in the last 100 years has attacked the royal family and the monarchy like these two have done for the last 3-4 years? So give me a name.
We do live in a different era
No, I'm asking
where
Paul.
talking
I'm asking
truth to
Paul a
power is
question.
now acceptable.
I'm asking Paul a question.
Are you suggesting that what Harry and Meghan have said is somehow different to what the troubles that Diana went through at the time?
Absolutely.
How?
When did she ever
Because
criticise the monarchy?
She suffered.
She never criticised the monarchy.
Because she didn't feel
Paul,
she
you
had
never
the
attacked them.
agency.
Hang on a minute.
Piers. She didn't have
Paul,
the platform.
Paul Burrell will justify this as I will.
No, she was a great
Diana
supporter.
was a great supporter
Yes.
of the monarchy.
Yeah.
She would do nothing to harm
Yes,
the
she
monarchy.
was.
What she did in
Absolutely.
her interview and what she did in her book was damaging to her husband.
Correct.
But not to the monarchy.
Do you know what the irony
I mean,
is? We have here...
I mean that is. I'm afraid that is a nuance that is going to be lost on people.
No, it's not.
It's not gonna be lost.
So she can speak badly about Prince Charles, but Harry can't speak badly about his father. It's his father. Let's just remind ourselves.
No,
this
but
is about a family. This is not
It's not-
about
it's
an
a-
institution.
it is about the institution.
Well,
He is
and this is the
criticising
problem,
every
isn't it?
part of the
And this
institution.
is
His
the
father
problem,
is the
isn't it?
king.
This is the problem, isn't it?
Of course it's about the
He
institution.
is talking about his father. And we are forgetting that because what we want to do is protect an institution.
He is also
and you
talking,
can't do
he is
that.
also talking
Paula,
about the
if I may,
people who
the truth
represent
is
the
here,
institution.
Two secs, Dickie, because if people like you and Piers and Paul Burrell, who go on and on about how much you love the monarchy, and I'm actually a monarchist too, if we really wanted to future-proof the monarchy, if Piers really, I genuinely believe, Piers, that you sat there because what you first and foremost cared about was the monarchy, you wouldn't have started this diatribe mudslinging in the way that you did. You would have gently pushed them and encouraged them to look within their own walls, to actually, yes, improve their diversity quota
Sorry,
in terms
you're-
of staffing,
you're encouraging
to take
me-
a front foot when,
All right,
when
just
it's
to be clear-
relations with their foreign realms
Just to be clear,
and reparations
Just to be
and slavery
clear,
legacy.
after your little tantrum tonight,
Wasn't a tantrum.
you're telling me
Don't
I should have been
tantrum me.
calm. It's a joke.
Well,
Honestly,
No,
Can I
what a
because
joke.
you wound
All
me
right.
up because you sat there with your
If you're going to throw a little
performative
toddler
nonsense,
tantrum like you did
no,
earlier,
your
you
performative
don't get to
nonsense
lecture
triggered
me about being calm.
Forgive me,
all
you're
right?
triggering.
Can I just respond to the question about what do you do? Because there are lots of people who have the allegation of racism thrown against them. And I appreciate, I really do, that it is hard to have that allegation thrown against you because it is hard to defend. Piers, you know that. You've had the allegation thrown at you enough
When
times.
you watched
and
back,
it's incredibly
Paula,
hard
when you
to
watched
defend
back
it.
what they said on Oprah,
Yeah.
there's no ambiguity that they were accusing them of being racist, is there?
If it was me
Yeah.
saying that, I would be, in my heart, worried that I was suffering from racism.
Right, thank you.
I would.
That's my point,
I would.
okay?
So
And then
if
they
that's your-
downgraded
so
it
if
2
that's
years
your point,
later
Piers-
to unconscious bias.
So, but as
So
Dickie
you-
has
so you-
said,
actually
as
you
Dickie-
agree with me?
Don't
All right, we've got to
cut
leave
me
it
off.
there.
As Dickie has said,
We've got to leave it there.
unconscious bias has a definition that can also include racism.
Yeah, unconscious bias is the
don't cut that
Weasley
off,
excuse
Piers.
you
It's
use
very
when you're caught
important.
lying.
Piers thinks it's all baseless because
Okay.
Piers knows best.